What if I told you, not every doll is made for play? Some dolls are made to comfort children. Some are made as keepsakes. But some are made to hold something else, something darker. And once they start smiling at you, you can never make them stop. This is the story of Sarah, Michael, and the doll that should never have entered their home. It was an ordinary Thursday morning when the package arrived. A plain brown box, sitting quietly on the porch of Sarah and Michael's two-story home in suburban Ohio. There was no return address, no note, just a package. Did you order something? Sarah asked, crouching to pick it up. Michael shook his head. No, must be one of your online shopping sprees. But Sarah hadn't ordered anything either. They carried it inside, curiosity tugging at them. Sarah tore the tape, folded back the cardboard flaps, and froze. Inside, wrapped carefully in yellow tissue paper, was a doll that IT was porcelain without. A foot tall, dressed in a faded blue dress with white lace trim. Its shoes were scuffed, tiny leather cracked with age. The hair was human-like, auburn strands tangled and brittle, but it was the face that unsettled Sarah the most. The doll's lips were curved into a faint smile, its cheeks painted rose pink, and its glass eyes, dark, brown, and glistening, looked real. Too real, Michael chuckled nervously. Well, that's creepy. Sarah tried to laugh too. Probably an antique. Maybe someone sent it as a gift. They searched the box again. No letter. No sender information. Nothing. Well, it's not staying in our bedroom, Michael muttered as Sarah placed it on a living room shelf. Its smile followed her as she walked away. That night, as rain pattered against the windows, Sarah stirred. Awake, she wasn't sure what woke her, the storm or something else. The house was quiet, but she thought she heard movement, tiny clicks, like small porcelain feet tapping across wooden floorboards. She sat up, holding her breath. Nothing, just the hum of the fridge downstairs. Still, unease clawed at her chest. She crept to the living room. The doll was there, sitting on the shelf, smiling, watching. Sarah shivered and hurried back upstairs. The next morning, Michael frowned at her. Why'd you put the doll in the hallway last night? Sarah blinked. What are you talking about? He set down his coffee mug. When I came down for water at 2 a.m., it was sitting by the stairs, right in the middle of the hallway. I almost tripped over it. Sarah's face drained of color. I didn't touch it. Over the next few nights, the doll began to move. Sometimes it sat in the kitchen chair, sometimes on the bedroom floor. Once, Sarah woke to find it leaning against the bedroom doorway, as though it had been watching them sleep. Michael grew angry. It's just someone playing a prank, probably you moving it without realizing it. But Sarah wasn't laughing anymore. She started locking the doll in a closet at night. Every morning, it was back on the shelf. Then came the whispers, soft, childlike, drifting through the house after midnight. Play with me. Sarah sat upright in bed, clutching the blanket. The voice was faint but unmistakable. Michael, do you hear that? But Michael snored beside her, dead asleep. She wanted to believe she was dreaming until she saw the doll again. This time, it wasn't smiling faintly. Its grin was wider, too wide. One night, Michael finally agreed to get rid of it. He carried the doll outside, tossed it in the garbage bin, and slammed it shut. Problem solved, he said firmly. But the next morning, Sarah walked into the living room and screamed. The doll was back on the shelf. Its smile stretched ear to ear. They tried everything. Michael smashed it with a hammer. Shards of porcelain scattered across the garage floor. But when Sarah opened the door later that night, the doll sat whole again on the shelf. Its smile cracked, jagged, more sinister than ever. They tried burning it in the fireplace. The flames curled around it, blackened its dress, melted its hair. But the next day, it sat untouched, pristine, and perfect. Sarah began to unravel. She stopped sleeping. Every creak in the house, every shadow at night, she swore it would. No, she tried covering its face with a towel. But each time she lifted it, the smile seemed bigger. Michael accused her of imagining things. But then, he started hearing the voice tuned at 3 a.m. The whisper slithered into their room. Michael. He sat up, heart pounding. The doll was standing on the dresser. Its glass eyes locked onto his. Its mouth opened slightly, and it laughed out a high, shrill, childlike laugh. Michael grabbed it and hurled it against the wall. It shattered again, porcelain dust clouding the air. But in the silence that followed, the laugh continued. from inside the walls. Desperation drove Sarah to research. She searched online, flipping through forums of haunted dolls, cursed antiques. Paranormal Collectors. One name came up again and again: the doll that smiled. According to legend, the doll was crafted in the late 1800s by a toymaker in New Orleans. He had lost his daughter to fever, and in his grief, he fashioned the doll with her hair, her dress, even tiny feet molded into its porcelain grin. But grief twisted him. Locals whispered he dabbled in dark rituals, binding his daughter's spirit, or something worse, into the doll. Families who owned it claimed it moved, whispered, and laughed. And each family that tried to destroy it suffered tragedy. Some vanished. Some died suddenly. And always, the doll found its way back, and Sarah's hands trembled as she closed the laptop. Michael paced the room, pale. So what? We're cursed. Now, Sarah whispered, we have to get rid of it. But not by breaking it. Not by burning it. Then how? Before she could answer, the lights flickered. The house fell dark. From the living room came the soft patter of porcelain. The whisper, play with me. They locked themselves in the bedroom. The knob rattled. Tiny scratches scraped against the door. Then silence. Sarah pressed her ear to the wood. Nothing. Slowly, she cracked the door open. The hallway was empty. She stepped out, heart pounding. The doll sat on the top stair. Its grin split impossibly wide. It tilted its head. Too far, bones cracking, and whispered again. You smiled back. Sarah's stomach dropped. She hadn't realized she had a nervous, terrified smile on her lips, mirroring the doll. The lights went out. Her scream never left the house.